G'day guys, it's Mark here from North Oz, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how I'm going to turn my GU Patrol from looking like this to this. Let's get stuck into it. Well guys, here she is. The GU Patrol is now done, and you would have seen just some videos of me before putting on a little bit of it's a bit of a restoration really. It's a very light cut, not really cutting at all, because I know that the clear coat is not on very thick on this, and then I put also a wax on there as well. So as you guys would have saw, did the bonnet, did the door, and also did the roof. Probably out of all the panels, I was probably the most happy with the roof, purely because it was smooth and the door was not, and the bonnet was not. There was quite a bit of pitting, as you can see, all these ridges from the last paint job that I didn't get time to smooth out completely. And like I said, I don't want this to be completely perfect, and this is kind of testing my patience a little bit in terms of just letting some things go. But I'm quite happy with how it turned out. You can see that some parts kind of came out a bit better than others, especially like where I laid it on a little bit thicker on some corners of the hood scoop. But in kind of some of the other places, you know, most of the places actually, it's kind of got a little bit of a dull finish on it, which I'm not too upset about. And you can see it is a slightly different color as well, especially in the bright light and the harsh light. You can see that this is a darker color purely because it hasn't had 20 years of exposure, so it's not a little bit faded like this color. So it did lay on quite well. If you're wondering how the whole spray paint thing works, the spray paint actually laid on really well. It was the clear coat that I wasn't really happy with. You know, I struggle with the clear coat, guys. It just, you know, you lay it on too thick and it dribbles, but then you lay it on too fine and it kind of gets a bit of a, I don't know, a bit of a matte finish to it. So I'm not, you know, too concerned about it for this paint job, but if you want it to look perfect, you're probably going to have to look elsewhere, whether it's professional or not. But for 350-ish, I guess 400 with all the parts and stuff, you're probably, you know, you're probably not doing too bad, I'd say, out of all this. So a couple of questions you might have is, why didn't I get rid of all the glue here? Purely because I'm going to be fixing up these side trimmings here, and that glue is going to be covered anyway, so I'm not too concerned about that. And also, why didn't I smooth out all these, or well, I guess that's the old paint there onto the bare metal really. Why didn't I prime it and do all that stuff? And purely based on time. You know, I don't want to be spending, you know, days and days and days. It would have taken me at least another day or two to put a primer down on this and sand it all flat. And I just don't have the time or the patience. And I really want to get this thing out on the tracks. It's not going to be perfect, like I said. But look, guys, it has turned out a lot better than probably what I was expecting. But also it's turned out a lot better than what it was. I couldn't do this piece at the exact same time. You're probably wondering, why is the worst piece, which is so close, why is that still on there? And that's because that needs to be taken off separately, and you've got all your aircon stuff underneath there, so you don't want to be spraying directly into there. So I will be taking that off separately and doing that another time, just when I've got an hour or two spare. That won't take me long to do it all. So yeah, so a couple of questions I'm sure you guys would have had and now answered, I guess. But I guess the overall review is, would I do this again for $350-ish, $400-ish? Yes. You know, if I went and got this done professionally, I've done similar panels before in terms of getting my Subaru WRX. I had my fender, and I also had some touch-up done on it as well, but I had a fender kind of dent repaired and repainted, which would have been very similar to what that door would have been like. And I also had my bonnet repainted, and not even the roof either, and that cost me about $1,700. So the full roof, bonnet, and also a door would cost me a huge amount of money if I was to get that done professionally. So I mean, we would say minimum $2,000 at least to get those 3 big panels done. And you know, I mean, we've done it for about 10% of the price, so I can't be too upset about how it's turned out. I did all that in a day, start to finish, for $350, and you know, I'll let you guys decide whether it's worth your time or not. As I've spoken to you guys about in the past, I am not skilled in any way. I don't have any special skills in terms of trades or anything like that, and I always say, if I can do it, you guys 100% can do it yourself. So quite happy with how it all turned out. The roof racks really set it off. Thank you again to my neighbor who's just down there. He's got that mint patrol, and yeah, so everyone's kind of helped out a little bit on this, and it's all kind of come together. So the wheels are looking good, the paint's looking good, and I'm stoked with how it's turned out.